If you've been feeling overwhelmed, exhausted, burnt out, this is your permission to exhale. I'm going to guide you through a few steps on how you can simplify your life using spiritual principles. I will also walk you through how to be more at ease with yourself. Now, this is not being done from a place of escape, but it's being done from a spirit-led place. Because when spirit leads, simplicity naturally follows. So if this sounds like something that you would benefit from, stick around to the end. I'm breaking this video down into 3 parts. One is the root cause of the problem. The second part is 3 pillars of spiritual simplicity. And the third part is embodying simplicity as a life path. Let's start with the root cause of the problem. Our modern way of living has us not knowing ourselves as deeply as we should. We have learned to abandon ourselves to fit in. We have been taught to keep our inner voice silent by cultural programming. Whatever it is that you're going through, the root cause lies in your programming, your patterns, and your childhood trauma. So one way that you can really help heal yourself is by just taking it easy and going back to basics. So this means across the board, just listening to your body and what it needs. So if you feel like you want to quit a certain substance, then do that. I remember when my body started telling me that I need to quit alcohol, I was so confused because I used to enjoy alcohol before that. But when I realized that it was not good for my vibration, I just gave it up one day and never looked back. Spiritually speaking, overcomplicating things really shows you that you're off center, that you're not as connected to your spirit as you should be. What I mean by this is if you start to overthink and obsess about the little details about your everyday life, instead of staying focused on your inner landscape and your inner peace, then that's something that you should be looking at. So let's talk about the 3 pillars of spiritual simplicity. The first one is to create sacred stillness. So we are connected as beings. Each one of us is connected to the source of all things. We are connected to our own higher self, and we're all connected to our spirit team. Our spirit team comprises of our angels, guides, ancestors, archangels, and so on. So given that each one of us has this beautiful and direct connection with these beings, how come we all can't hear the guidance, right? That's because we're too busy. And when you are always busy doing something and you don't have any amount of stillness in your life, what ends up happening is you fall into your lower chakras and you go into survival mode. Now, this is not to blame anyone who doesn't have time to relax. This is just how the human energy systems work. To remedy this, all you have to do is create some time every day. I would say at least 20 minutes. And in those 20 minutes, just have that time to yourself so that you can rest, so that you can ask yourself how you're feeling, and so that you can get deeply in touch with yourself and start to understand if you're happy, if you're fulfilled, if you are doing what you came here to do. And once you start to witness yourself in this way, that's when you start to access these higher layers of yourself, right? These higher octaves of your own consciousness. You can reach that through self-inquiry. Now, all of this peace, this serenity that we crave, it comes from, yes, being grounded, being dutiful, and doing everything that you need to do on earth, but it also comes from connecting with our own divinity. So when you create this sacred space where you can be still every single day, what happens is your higher self, the divine, your ancestors, your spirit team, they know that you are available to chat at this time. So you'll start receiving more messages from them, more signs, and creating this sacred, safe space of stillness for just 20 minutes a day will absolutely change your life. The second pillar of spiritual simplicity is to live out of soulful intention and not for external validation. What this means is ask yourself whether you're doing something to impress someone, right? To influence how they view you, or are you doing it because you want to? That's just the easiest way to completely eliminate the noise, completely eliminate that pressure you feel to be performative, and just relax into your authenticity. So the next time you feel like you want to buy something, or you want to go somewhere, or you want to post something on social media, ask yourself if you're doing that because you feel like, or if you're doing it so that you get a reaction from someone. Because when we function out of this need for external validation, then peace becomes very elusive. Peace is always within us. And once we realize that our validation is the only one we will ever need, that's when we can be fully peaceful with ourselves. So life becomes very simple when you step into your full authenticity and you live from a place of soul expression and not for external validation. The third pillar of spiritual simplicity is to keep a clean energy field. What this means is try to move your body. That keeps your energy circulating. Try to sage your space. That keeps the energy circulating. While saging your place can be for your physical environment, for your emotional environment, ask yourself, what old habits, patterns, likes and dislikes am I holding on to? What old programming and conditioning am I holding on to that doesn't help me be in my most authentic light? When you ask yourself this and release this old emotional baggage, you just feel so light. And I know that all of us here who've ever had a good cry, we know that we feel so light after that because we just released this huge emotional burden. So why wait till it builds up to a good cry? Why not just proactively ask yourself these questions and just release? Now you can release energy through any kind of movement, like I said, cleansing your space, decluttering your space, and keeping a clean space in general helps with your energy too. The last thing I'll speak about today is embodiment of this simplicity as a path. So what I mean by simplicity is just being your authentic self. Just strip away all of the illusions, all of the stories you tell yourself, and just stand in the light of your own truth. To me, that's what simplicity is. It's just saying, I'm here, I'm exactly who I'm meant to be, and I accept myself, I love myself. Yes, I have flaws, but who doesn't, right? It's about getting back to the basics and claiming your sovereignty and claiming your space and being comfortable taking up space just as you are. And I feel like when you embody simplicity in this way, when you do things for yourself and for your soul's expression and not for external validation, when you embody kindness, compassion, and grace, when you live in this way, not only have you just created this beautiful, safe atmosphere for yourself and everyone that interacts with you, you are going to have a positive impact on every person that you interact with. This means that you don't know who you're inspiring just by being your best self. And you're going to have an impact larger than you can ever fathom. And I say this because I know that the spiritual journey and sometimes just doing inner work proactively seems like a lot. But I'm here to tell you it's well worth it. And I really do hope that you will give some of the things we discussed in this video a try. If my energy resonates with you, consider booking a session with me to do more one-on-one deep soul work. I'll leave all of my links in the description box below. Follow me across all other social media. I'm at Ash Alchemy everywhere else too. And I will see you in my next one. Namaste.